So I don't have time to tell you how I broke my leg. But yeah, the other guy is okay. He's okay. Maybe we take just like 2 seconds to stand up, because I know you've been sitting for quite some time, guys. Let's maybe stand up for 2 seconds just to, you can do it on both legs. Yes, please. This is actually the first week that I can actually step on it, so I'm happy that I can be here without my crutches. All right, let's sit down. Thank you, guys. So my goal today is to share with you a very interesting solution for the future of urbanization. And before I'll do that, I'm just going to run through what I used to do prior to that, which is run my design practice in New York called Dror. Then 8 years ago, I started Supernature Labs, which is the entity that I've been focusing on that actually created the bioplanning approach. The bioplanning approach is the first ecological urban planning strategy that we've ever seen. Just sharing with you a bit where we started. So some of the projects we used to work on were from product design all the way to architecture and urban planning, and basically working on some of the most exciting projects around the world. If you've been to Abu Dhabi, you've probably seen Nurai Island. This is one of the designs that we've done 15 years ago. Then some of the projects around the world that involving nature and architecture in different ways. And the last project the Studio Dror was working on is the Galata Port in Istanbul. Then I realized that actually the future of urbanization is the biggest design challenge of our time. There's simply nothing bigger than we're doing around the world than building cities. $750 trillion over the next 25 years are going to real estate. And I realized, wait a second, we as designers, we like to say that we shape the environment, and in return, the environment shapes us. I'm sure that there's nobody here in this room that wants to see the environment that shapes us looks like that. But in fact, all of our cities around the world are shaped with this logic of linear-based Cartesian logic, right? Doesn't matter where we're living in a home or a townhouse or a mid-rise or a high-rise, we simply forgot that we are part of nature, we need nature, and nature is something we simply lost connection to. So how do we restore the connection, not just to nature, but to community, to our empathy, to our connection with one another? And it starts with geometry. Essentially, thank you. Essentially, geometry is the #1 thing that we can do to actually think differently about the future of urbanism. So think about this. We're not just doubling the land coverage of cities over the next 25 years, we're also doubling the total volumetric mass of building over the next 25 years. This is not some strange city, this is actually London that you're looking at right now. So what we set to do is to think about a new standard, not just sustainable standard, but actually ecological standard. And how are we going to do that? It's pretty straightforward. We need to design with nature. I'm sorry, I'm just going to take a glass of water because I'm dying. We need to design with nature, we need to design like nature, and we need to design for all life. That is the essence that we realize exists absolutely everywhere. If we look under the microscope or under the telescope, essentially the geometry that we see is always the same. It's cell aggregation, it's what we call the Voronoi pattern, it's what we call a node-based logic, is the complete opposite of a grid. It's the complete opposite of linear logic. So what we set to do is we basically said, wait a second, what happens if we create cities that are based on this natural geometry of nature, right? And what you see on the left is a traditional grid. Essentially, I have 5 or I have 10? 5 total, okay. All right, you give me 6. Okay, essentially bioplanning. Bioplanning is a different approach to look at urbanism. It's actually faster and more cost effective to build like that simply because we're reducing the total amount of infrastructure we are able to build from the inside. And by doing that, we're actually able to create environments that have a lot more nature and a massive reduction of infrastructure. I'm going to actually show you one project. I'm not going to share where it is right now, but it's the first time that you see an environment that is not linear, and all of those benefits that I'm flipping through very, very fast is going to be in the book that we're launching at the end of this year. And this logic that we are creating is cities that are based on a completely different geometry. So very quickly, this is, run through the next one. This is an environment where the buildings are essentially performing almost as hill formation. So instead of actually looking at mid-rises and high-rises, you're looking at an environment that creates topography, that creates a sense of community, that creates the logic of nature within the essence of the environment. So we're launching a new AI lab, which is bioplanning AI, which basically creates the solutions that we need in order to create like that, which is a non-linear logic. And if you want to find me or my partner Adil, we can speak further about it. Thank you so much.
Good job.